Okay, so we'll do now the Mamer Bayom Shemini Atzeres. This is the second Mamer in the group of Maimorim for Shemini Atzeres. Bayom Shemini Atzeres Tiyelochem. So on the 8th day, it's talking about the Shemini Atzeres after Sukkot. On the 8th day, there should be Atzeres. In the previous Mamer, he explained a lot the idea of the Yom HaShmini level of Bina, but in this Mamer, he's going to concentrate on the words Atzeres Tiyelochem, on the translation of that it should be an Atzeres, a gathering, a time of gathering, as he will explain. He says, the Tirgum Onkelos translates it as Knishin Tihi Lechoin. It should be a gathering to you. Knishin. Atzeres means Knishin. What is the meaning of Knishin? Pirush Knishin. What does Knishin mean? His asvus v'hiskaptus yachad lemokem echad. That is gathering and getting together in one place. The Hainu. Shekol bnei Yisrael yiskaptu kulam likolel b'mokem echad b'mukoyrim b'shosho. That means that all the Bnei Yisrael should gather. It should be a time of gathering. We all gather together to be included in one place. We go back and we are included all in one place in our root and our source. Or what is the idea here? I'm going to explain. This connects Kiberesh Hashanah, Emri, because on Rosh Hashanah we say, Zeh hayoim tchilas ma'asecha zikaron liyom rishon. So what does it mean, Zeh hayoim tchilas ma'asecha? It's going to explain that there is the level of tchilas ma'asecha, which is the source where as he's going to explain, is a Kornel Yemrishin. This is all for the higher Madrega. So you have the level of Ma'asecha, which is the level of action, which Hashem created in action. And then you have that action is tied to the Yemrishin, to the higher level. And the Knishin is to the higher level, as he's going to explain the Mamer. The descent, the way the worlds evolve, one step after the other step. That you have from the beginning of all steps, many and powerful, all these descents. So these can't even investigate it. There is no number for them of how many descents there are. Why is it necessary to be so many descents that we have even no cheshbon for how many descents? Why is that necessary? Is because because from the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, as his name, we say Ein Sof. Ein Sof means that he has no end. So from no end, from Hashem, who is Ein Sof, Ein Leketz V'Tayv Ein Latachas, who has no end and no finish, Lo Yehoyu Olam Eshecholim Liyos Olam Esnivroim. The world would not be able to be a world of created beings, Shehem Bali Gvul V'Yeslam Ketz V'Tachlis, who are limited. They are limited creations, and they have a end and a finish. The only way that this could be is ad achar rivu ishtalshlus memitzoyim gam kibli ketz v'tachlis. Only after this many involvement, ishtalshlus of all the intermediaries, which also have no end and finish, that's the way the world could be created. Gam kein heim, or the Mitzoyim are kimoi Gan Eden HaTachton, shehu ha'memutza bein olamos haruchnim ubein olam hazeh hagashmi. The lower level of Gan Eden, that's at the level of Yitzira, Gan Eden HaTachton. That is considered an intermediary between the spiritual worlds and the physical world of Asiya Gashmis. Which is supposed to be Zoyar. In the Zoyar it says the whole diyuknin, all the partsufim, all the images, which is the expression in each of the worlds as it comes down, whether it's the le'ela v'tato that are above and below, mishtakchentamon are found over there. They all are in Gan Eden, in the level of Yitzira, because that's included from the upper and the lower. So that's the level of Memutza, the level of Gan Eden. Yesh nahar dinoir ben olam hazel Gan Eden atach. There is the river of Dinoir, which is in between this physical world and Gan Eden atach. Shafilu tzadikim gemurim uchrochim leired v'litbel shom. Even complete tzadikim have to go down. So when coming from this world, even if you're a complete tzaddik, even complete tzaddikim have to descend v'litbel shom. They have to go into this nahar dinur and immerse over there. Kidei l'tayir es atzmam b'gashmius olam hazeh b'chubriyusa, in order to purify themselves, to clean themselves from the physicality of this world and its materialism. Shemuchrach lishkoyach, he must forget. Shelo yi elokoyach hazoicher megashmis ha'olam hazeh. He should not have any remembrance, the power to remember the physicality of this world, because Shehu Mosach Mabdil, that is a curtain that separates the Eina Neshama Yichol is Began Eden, and the Neshama cannot be in Gan Eden by having these memories. Having memories from Gashmis, from this world, interferes with the Neshama in Gan Eden, and it has to go into the river of the Nur to forget this Olam Hazeh. Just like a strange thought that falls in during the davening, that confuses, it interferes with the person with his davening. The same thing is the Gashmis, the Machshava would interfere, so you got to get rid of it. So you got to go immerse in the Nahar Dinur. V'ayim hashikoshim mizeh b'dibur hamaschil, v'himikates, u'b'dibur hamaschil, mar'eihem u'maseihem, u'b'parshis Yisrael, ayin shom. So this is from Gan Eden HaTachton, from Olam Hazeh to Gan Eden HaTachton. The same thing is v'chein began Eden HaTachton le'elyon. When you're going from the lower Gan Eden, that is from the world of Yitzira, le'elyon to the Gan Eden Elyon to Bria. Tzorich gam kein lishkoyach inyan Gan Eden HaTachton. Over there, you have to forget about the Gan Eden HaTachton, because relative to the Gan Eden Elyon, Gan Eden HaTachton is just like Asiya next relative to Gan Eden HaTachton. So Lagabe Gan Eden Ha'elyon, Harehu Nechshav Ki Gashmi Mamash, relative to the upper level of Gan Eden, the Gan Eden HaTachton is considered like actual or physical, Mamash or physical. And likewise till the highest of steps, Yesh Kama Mine Mimutzoim Ka'elu, there are many various types of intermediaries as such, ad ein cheker vein nispa, to the extent which we can't investigate, and there's no number. Okay, Mamer, like we say, Hakoil Yerei Memucha Sela. All will exalt you forever. Sela means forever, keeps on going. Or the other, we say in Davening, V'chol Achayim Yiducha Sela. They will praise you, thank you, all living things forever. B'li hefsek, there's no interruption. Why? Because there's always higher levels, more madrigas. Those are the different worlds. The 7 years, the 50 years, nun alofim yevlos. These are all mentioned with regards to the various different hishtalshlus and tzimtzumim going through all these different madrigas. The hakoil ilu achar, ilu in all of them, one elevation on top of an other elevation. Ad shemadriga tachtoina legabe halyona kigashmis techoshev, to the extent that the lower level relative to the upper level will be considered like physical. Vayim ashekosu b'parshas vayetze gabe v'chol asher titen li aser asrenu loch. Hine. So when we say Zeh hayoim tchilas ma'asecho, today is the beginning of ma'asecho, which are we talking about? Ma'asecho is Gan Eden Atach. So that tchilas ma'asecho means the lower level of Gan Eden. And why is it called tchilas ma'asecho? Because shehu tchilas olam ha'asiyah. That is the beginning of the olam ha'asiyah, of the world of making. That's the memutza for the world of making. So it's the beginning of El Masiyah. So why do we mention specifically Gan Eden, Atach, and El Masiyah, Maskirin Oisei? Why do we mention him? Lefi Shehu Tachlis V'Iker B'riyas Ha'odom. Because the Gan Eden is actually the purpose, the goal, and the main creation of the person. He was born in Gan Eden, for Gan Eden. As we say that, as when Adam Arishon was born, it says, the Eibishter placed him in Gan Eden to work it and to guard it. And over there is the wholesomeness of action, as the wholesomeness of action that will be in the days of Mashiach. So that's sort of the main focal point of this creation is Gan Eden. As opposed to this physical world nowadays, before Yemais HaMashiach, and after he was chased out of the Gan Eden. So we're not in the Gan Eden over there, but while we're in this world, this is what happens in Gan Eden. The spiritual level of Gan Eden, but this physical world, Bisman Hazeh, over there it's not Shleimus HaMaiseh. So that's why we're specifically talking Tchilas Masecha, the place where is the beginning and the goal of the Maiseh, which is Gan Eden. As it says, talks about it. In order for it to be Gan Eden, which is Gan Eden Atach and Tchilas Masecho, it comes through the memory and the connection to the Yom Rishon represents Lifnei Ishtalshlus. Zikoron Lifnei Ishtalshlus, or that comes before Ishtalshlus. Why is there a world? Why is there Asiya? Why is there Gan Eden? Because of Yom Rishon, because Hashem wants to come down into Asiya. He knows Chiloso B'Seifon. Because the beginning, which means the Ein Sof, the Rishon, is tied to the end, which is the Olam Hasiya. Kihine hagoyrem liyeridas v'ishtalshlus hamadreges. What is the cause to the descent and from the evolution of the various different steps? Shvil shenisava Kodesh Baruch Hu liyis leidir b'tachtenim daf. It's because HaKadosh Baruch Hu had a desire to have a dir b'tachtonim. So that's why That is the Rishon. That is the cause. And that's why it's Tchilas Masechot became, because it's tied to the Konliyim Rishon, to the HaKadosh Baruch Hu that Nisave to be B'tachtoinim in the level of Meisadah. Ois base. But it's known that this descent is for the purpose of an elevation. So we're talking about descending. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is b'tachtoinim. The Eibster brings it down in order to make it even higher, to make it an elevation. Tzarich la'havin, we need to understand. The descent is very big. That the neshama descended to this physical world. So we know that this is a tremendous descent for the soul. Because you say, even when it just goes to Ganei Natach, the lower level of Tach, it is forced to immerse in the river of Dinur, Lishkoyach, Mikol Chulu, to forget all the visions, everything from this world, and the same thing is so it means that even those levels are so much higher that it takes all these immersions in order to reach to those levels. So, and these are places where the neshama was before as well. So then we have to say that the elevation must be a very great elevation. So this whole descent from Garein Elyon to Garein Tacht, all these levels of Ishtalshlus is worthy for the Aliyah that's going to take place. So so it is with what will the person merit this great elevation, this wondrous elevation, that is much greater than all these descents, which are so powerful already, and Dafka through this descent into the world in Olam HaAsiyah, in our world. So we'll understand it based on the pasuk. It says, "Ani Havaya Ushmi." That Havaya is only Hashem's name. It's only a name of Hashem, and therefore it's only a ray. A name is only a ray of Hashem Himself, and that's in Gan Eden, and that's in the Ishtalshalus. And when we come down in this world, the Aliyah becomes to the level of Ani, which is higher than Shmi. Shem Havaya, Moira, the name Havaya, that points to Shumahabe Kol Ha'olamis Alidei Tzimtzum V'Yispashtus V'Hamshocha Chulu, that He creates all the world through a level of restriction, expansion, and extension. Those are the letters of the name of Hashem. The Yud K is the Yud, is the Tzimtzum, and the Hey is the Spashtus, the Vav is the Hamshocha Kulu. So Havaya points on the level of creation. So Ani Havaya Hu Shmi, Havaya is Shmi Ve'enze Ela B'chinas Shem Bilvad. And that is only a level of shame, Nevai Shmi, Ukimoshul Ziv HaShemesh. It's like the ray of the sun. It's a shame, it's a ray of the sun. And on this level of the shame, on the Ziv, our sages tell us, Tzadikim Yoshim V'nenim Ziv HaShchina. The Tzadikim sit and they enjoy the delight in the ray of the Shechina. And it says, it's only from a Ziv. That's like the Ziv HaShemesh, that's the shame. Why can they only be the Ziv HaShchina, not the Shechina itself? Because they can't, it's too powerful. to enjoy. That is, since they're actually enjoying. If it comes to them without enjoying it, enjoying means they internalize it, that they grasp it. Comes down in a pneumius. They can't get it in a pneumius from the Shemini itself. Only a rei. She efshir liyos hanoah b'tainug lenefesh hamaskeles. It is impossible that there should be a pleasure and a delight for the soul that understands the way it understands and grasps the life of Hashem. The only place where he could do that is Elam. That's only in the level of a ziv shesham oila hasogas hanafish v'aschagoso. Over there, the grasp of the soul and understanding can reach the level of ziv, but not tzadikim yeshuv and enem ziv hashchina, but not higher than that. As opposed to the blessed light of the Ein Sof himself. And Musari is not grasped. Because he is exalted. Elohu Yizbarech Moker Achayim Umoker Atak. He is higher, he's only the source of life and the source of the delights. The Shom is not a grasping of you can't grasp it, but Shom Bitul Hasogas Animroim. There is the negation of the understanding of the creation, Bitul Hanishomas, and the subjugation of the souls. The Yichuldom B'Matzilam Baruch, and they unite with their Maitzil, blessed be He, beyond the power of grasping. You can't grasp over there. Over there is a level of subjugation, a level of bittul. Meshikosuv, as the pasuk says, Oz tisaneg al havaya. So we say al havaya dafke. That Meshikosuv is there. Over there, the delight will take place beyond Havaya. Al Havaya Davke, K'meshikosuv b'Zoyar, Vaychi Daf Reish Yutes. The Hainu L'maylo B'Bchinas Shem Havaya. This is higher than the Shem Havaya. She'enei Elo Ziv. That's only the Yutke Havaya. Ani Havaya Shmi the Mahaber. And over there will be the level of Bittul Hasogos and Evrahim, that the light will be in a way of uniting in the Ein Sof himself. How do we reach? How do we get this level, of bittul, which is not graspable? How do we get this? That is through the revelation of the infinite blessed light of the Ein Sof in this world, physical world. When we negate our grasping. Over there, when we negate our grasping, we merit that level of bittul to be united with Hashem in a level higher than understanding. When does this bittul come about? That level of bittul of the person, negating his hasoga, is revealed when a person does teshuvah with the yearning, the desire of his heart, deep inside and very deep from his heart. When you turn to Hashem in a way of teshuvah, of bittul, you merit to reach the level which is higher than hasoga, the Yofeh Shoachas B'Tshuva Maisim Tovim in this world. And he says now this, and this is what our sages tell us, Yofeh Shoachas B'Tshuva Maisim Tovim, that 1 hour of Tshuva Maisim Tovim. So what are we talking about over in Chulu? We're talking about a level of Bittul HaSoga that he's talking. We're not talking about just regular Teshuvah. Because She'ein apirush tshuva gashmis ma'avedus. The ainu aziva sachid bilvad. We're not talking about just letting go of the sins, the regular tshuva of not doing sins. That is not the discussion over here. We're not just talking regular tshuva, because over there that wouldn't be 1 hour. It can't be 1 hour of tshuva. If you are leaving the sins and not doing sins, that has to be the whole time. You can't just do 1 hour. What does it mean? Shoachas b'tshuva. You do 1 hour of tshuva. In kema shoachas, why would it be 1 hour? You need it always. When we talk about tshuva ma'asim tovim, we talk about a tshuva which is ma'asim tovim, the hainu shaliyas ha'ma'asim tovim u'meirim, so that the teshuva brings that the ma'asim will become good and shining. What does it mean they become good and shining? Be'or havaya ein sof baruch. If we want the ma'asim to be good and shining in the ein sof baruch hu, tzorich liyos b'chinas tshuva. You have to have level of tshuva. The level of tshuva brings the ma'asim tovim, that the ma'asim should become tovim. So what is the tshuva? To bring back the soul to its source and root, and to connect to actually Ein Sof. That's the tshuva. Why does tshuva have that power? Because the truth is, it's tshuva kodma lo'olam. Tshuva comes from before the world. It's on a very high madrega. It comes lo'olam. Olam is ishtalshus. That comes from Havaya, the ziv. Olam hu animshach b'shem Havaya she'eino leziv chulu. That comes from the name of Havaya, which is merely a ray. That's higher than the ziv. That is a level of subjugation and being included, the blessed in Sof actually. Like the Pasuk says, Mi li b'shamayim imcha lechafatzti ba'aretz. Who is in the heavens, and anything that is with you, I don't want in the world, which means what? It means he doesn't want the Giluyim of Shemayim and Oretz. He wants Hashem himself, he wants the Ein Sof. That's the level of tshuva that we're talking about. He should not yearn the revelation of grasping and delight that can be captured by the soul through the understanding soul, as it can grasp. No, doesn't want the graspable, something which he can really put his hands on, his mind on, to grasp it. Shezen nikro amanas lekabel pras. That type of connection to Hashem through Hasoga is called serving Hashem. He says, don't serve Hashem amanas lekabel pras, to receive reward, but in this case it means only a piece. If you are working and you're only taking Hashem with your seichel, with your interests, you're only taking a pras. You're only taking a piece. Pras hudover, a piece of pras hudover aporus v'nivdal. A piece is something which is broken off and separated. So that means that would be the Hainu B'chinas Ziv HaNivdal. That would be the ray that is separated. The Shem Havaya, the Shemoi, who's separated. B'nechshav l'dover b'fnei atzmei l'gabi atzmius eris sobaruchu. That would be considered something, an independent entity relative to the essence of sobaruchu. She'ein arech olachu. So that is not what he wants, but rather that's imcha lechafas. Ella, but what he wants, but he wants, as the pasuk continues, Sur levavi v'chelki. He says, Sur is levavi. The rock is my heart. Sur meloshun mechitzo mosach mabdil. That rock blocks that ziv hasoga and allows for the level of bittul to the Ein Sof. Sur meloshun mechitza umosach mabdil. Hamabdil umaylim esa'ir, that blocks and covers the light. The Gilu Haziv, that blocks the light, the Gilu Haziv. It doesn't allow for that to interfere. She'ein boy Gilu HaSoge. This doesn't, there is no revelation in the Sur Levavi, there is no Gilu HaSoge. That is a level of subjugation included in the blessedness of Mamish. Shalom Nemar, Yoshes Choshech Sisroi, that darkness is his place where he, meaning which we can't really grasp. Before Hashem, light, darkness is like light, there's no grasp of the Ruchnis, the Gashmi is Shovim, the spirituality, physical is equal. It's equals out the small and the big. Sur Levavi, so that's Sur Levavi. And then the Chelki Elikim LaOilam, and my part in the Oilam, the pasuk says, Hu Eirin Sof Baruch Hu Ba'atzmai. That's my part. That's Sur Levavi. Chelki Elikim, my part is Elikim LaOilam. Hu Eirin Sof Baruch Hu Ba'atzmai. That's Esau by himself. Shoyresh Mokar Shem Havaya. The source, the root and the source of the Shem Havaya. Kishem Havaya b'Mekoire, because the name Havaya in its source, Nechshav Kibchinas Elikim, the Gabatz Musa Musa is Baruch. Over there, it's considered, in its source, it's considered like Elikim. That's why we say V'chelki Elikim, relative to the Atzmus, so it's still considered Elikim, but that's the part. Meshikosu b'divrei maschil Shuva Yisrael. Derech zeh yesh lefarish gamke mashikosu. To explain the Samticho b'nikra satzur. Kul Hashem placed Moshe b'nikra satzur in the crack, in the tzur, in the rock. Kilefi shoyet tzorich lis hamshachos yud gimel b'nisarachamim. Because there needed to be the drawing down, coming down of the 13 attributes of mercy. Pasuk says there, Hashem showed them that they are the level of Lifnei Havaya, before Hashem. Alkein higher than Alkeinu Mechinas Sur. That's why it's a level of Sur. Shuhu Mechitza, that's a Mechitza Mosel, that's a partition and a curtain. From the level of Yosher Choshech Sisrei, in order to bring down the level of Kibbul B'Tzarachmim, higher level. Vayim B'Zohar B'Shalach Daf Nun Zayin Amad Aleph Gabe Kisavoyu Lirois Ponoi Kulu My Lirois. What does it mean, Lirois? What does it mean to visualize, to see my face, my liros? Lakol inun ampin the malko, all the face of the king. To meet him ba'amko, they are hidden in the depth, basar chashoicha, in the dark place. Meaning that over there, it's hidden over there, and that's they're coming to see. Explains a little differently. In Soif Dibur Hamaschil Ki Bayom Hazeh Yichaper, in the Pashas Achris Ein Shom Ba'ayim HaShekosu Me'inyan, various different references. Shuva Kod Meloilam Dibur Hamaschil Hazinu HaShomayim, Shezeu inyan ad yaver amcha havaya. That is, your people pass beyond havaya. That's the level of tshuva. V'ashayidei nemar v'ruach toshuv elikim asher nesono. That the ruach goes back on nesono ayin shom ba'arichos. Discusses the similar inyan the way it says over here. V'hainu k'mashikosav kan the pirush v'chelke elikim lo'olam. Also, that elikim, it's also called their elikim because it's considered elikim l'gabe asmas. V'ayin bepirush ramaz b'zoyar in Bereshis daf samach omed beis b'inyan ayin lo'iros elikim z'losecho v'ayin mashikosav b'inyan tshuva kodma lo'olam b'divra maschil l'havin pirush aposik mikel kamecho. Okay. This is all the parentheses. Klolus Yisrael Zoichin Lebchinas Tshuva Zu. So Yidden in general merit this level of Tshuva. Yom Kippurim. So has been Elohim Havaya Hu Halikim. We say Havaya is Alikim because we reach to the higher level. Ayidei Kilifnei Havaya Titoru through reaching the level of Lifnei Hashem Titoru, which is the Milo. By deze zoichin, lies ostis aneg alavaye dafke, alavaye al dafke, in the level of al havaya. Okay, so we'll leave it over here and run to shul.